Plaza Hotel and the team. Ruben.
Yeah.
You know that?
Absolutely.
Well, I was trying to hide from so thank you very much. Greetings, good evening, and welcome to the Toronto Plaza Hotel. My name is Ruben. I am the sales director for the 11,500 square feet of event space that we have. Black Dollars Matter is so important to the framework of what the management of this hotel is based on. I cannot even tell you. You know, I've been listening to all of you introduce yourself, and you know, people talk. We have a sister. You know, many sisters connected with God, many brothers connected with God. We're talking about people. We're talking about the future and everything else. Well, I can tell you that you were all part of a dream that started personally for myself and Mark Turai together, who is the gentleman you see over here. When we were about 23 years old, he came out to an event very similar to the Black Dollars Matter, except at that time it was called Black Advancement and Development, and it was given by an ugly fellow by the name of J. Michael. Wait, it was given by a fellow by the name of J. Michael Polk, who was also me. I was brought up in foster homes in New Brunswick. My uncle, when you were speaking and you said you came here in 1968 and it was a paradise, I can tell you that if you were black, paradise is spelled different. And, you know, quite honestly, the struggle coming up as a black person in Canada, and I'm an African native Acadian. So I have three parts of my blood that none of this British government really like or want, and they've tried on every front to destroy our civilization, our culture, and our communities. And I went through that up until 1987. 1987, I had to leave New Brunswick. You know, growing up as the only black youth, I got a lot of fights, got a lot of trouble. They always used to say to me, hey, you have to get to know yourself. My problem was I always knew myself, but I could not find my community. So I've been on a journey most of my life to find a community. I came to Ontario. Mark came to one of my events. We also got involved with a large event, and I talk about it all the time, but I think it was pivotal on both of us, which was the Black Expo and Business Week 1993. Linrod Douglas listened right away. And they rented the entire Toronto Convention Center for 5 days. And they gave two young brothers an opportunity that nobody else was going to give us. And truthfully, they started me on a role as a professional photographer where I photographed virtually every single one of my living heroes because of that event. And
wow.
In large part because of Mark Turai. And in large part because Mark Turai came to my event. So we know that these events work.
Oh, yeah.
And part of what we're doing here, now we took over this hotel, and it's only rightful that two brothers from the street, from Jamaica and from New Brunswick, hustling here in Ontario, have to pick up one of the hotels with probably the worst reputation in town.
Wow.
In a key location.
Yeah.
Well,
all you can do is change
let's
it.
talk some of the upfront realities and part of what we are looking forward to do here, because turning it around is easy in terms of changing the personnel. Turning it around spiritually and turning it around financially are two totally different things.
That's correct.
And so what we're about right now, we have a two-phase process. One is a very community-based, where we want to encourage our community. There are so many entrepreneurs in here that need space to pitch their wares.
Yeah.
And what's the one thing in our community that's always been the biggest ticket item when we're doing projects? That's the venue. Well, I'm not telling you I'm not going to charge you because I am. Because every time, even if we have a meeting like this, now you didn't see them because actually they weren't here because we've been killing our staff the last 4 days, and I'll tell you that just in a moment. But normally we would have 3 people just for this room. Yes. And that's not including the housekeepers who are picking up after us as we go along, and not including the maintenance that keeps it going. So it's important for us to make money. Okay? The one thing I can tell you is that there's no room in this house that is expensive. Even at our rack rates, if you just come in and you look at it, our largest room in here you can rent for $2,400 bucks. Go to JCA, rent them. Go to the Empire, rent them. Go to anybody else, rent them. We might be the least expensive in town at the moment, but we are not the cheapest. We're not always the most flashy, and we don't always get it right. Today, this was completely my fault. We should have been.
That's okay, my bro.
But I let us down. And I've learned from that, and I won't let you down again.
It's okay, my bro. Okay.
And thank you for being here.
All right.